Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Friday webinar. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jay Vix. I'm assuming you know who I am because you ended up here. But hey, never know. Somebody might have just sent you a link and been like, check this webinar out, and you have no idea who I am. I go by Jay the AI Guy, and you can visit our website at jaytheAIguy.com. And every Friday, I teach webinars on how to not just like use AI, but how to implement AI in a real way that works in your business, right? And so one of the things that we've been working through has been a lot on operations, right? Everybody, AI is cute, and we've used AI for marketing. It's kind of the first place everybody goes, right? Oh, did you see what kind of image or video or email or web page or website you can build with AI? Oh, yeah. All the marketing stuff is there. For the last several weeks, we did an entire series on operations. How do we actually use AI in our business? And then last week, we started talking about skills, AI skills. How do we build out AI agents that know how to take some basic information and turn it into exactly what you want every single time, over and over and over again, consistently? Do you know when you go to that really good restaurant, but usually it's a chain, right? You go to a chain. It's a really good restaurant. It's usually not a chain, but follow with me here, play along. Do you know how like you can go, let's say you go to like Bonefish Grill, right? If you hate Bonefish Grill, I'm sorry, pick the chain restaurant that you go to that you like, right? But like you could go to Bonefish Grill in Greensboro, you can go to Bonefish in Orlando, you can go to Bonefish in Chicago, you can go to Bonefish in wherever there's a Bonefish Grill. And if you order something off the menu, you're likely going to have a very similar experience, a very consistent experience with, well, first of all, the restaurant, but also the food, right? Like if you get the Bang Bang shrimp in Greensboro, it's the same recipe they use in Orlando and anywhere else that there's a Bonefish Grill. They follow a recipe. Even going down to the basics of a not good restaurant, but even going back to fast food chains. Fast food chains have a very specific recipe, not if they make the food, because their food's all frozen and not great, but how they prepare it. Like I remember reading the Michael Gerber book, The E-Myth Revisited, and it talked about how McDonald's, when they made their systems so good that they could pretty much train anybody to run to make the burgers, right? It's like put it on the grill, wait 60 seconds, flip, wait 60 seconds, move it to the, and it's like an assembly line. And they actually made a movie about that. But now, not gonna talk about the food, but the systems are important, right? So today, I'm excited because last week we started talking about skills, how they are, where to find them, how to use them for free. Claude is the platform of choice for skills. If you're using ChatGPT, you have to be on a paid plan to use skills, but you could do custom GPTs. But I don't even know if custom GPTs are going to be around, for that much longer. In Google, we talked about you can use what are called Google Gems, but really skills are where it's at, because if you have a skill, it's kind of that gateway drug to automation, right? If you have the skill, you can just call the skill, but if that skill is connected to another platform, like your CRM or say Canva, for image creation, or all these different places, you can actually call the skill, and in that skill it's going to connect to the other platform, and it's going to do the thing you want it to do in the other platform from the skill in Claude. For example, you can give it all the social media image and creative and graphic design requirements, the instructions, the recipe, and have something connected to Canva. And when you run the skill in Claude, if you have the connector to Canva, Canva will go do the creation of the content. And then if you connect that to your social media planning tool, right? We use JourneyBuilder, but you might use, a different one. And you can have it automatically schedule, like create and schedule the post. So now you can just run a, social skill in Claude, and literally all you do is /social skill, and don't do it unless you have the skill created. But you could just do something as simple as that and have it handle all of your social media. So you do not need a social media manager at that point. It just does it. It just does it. It's like hiring an assistant, right? So skills are the first part of that. Skills are where we give everything, all the instructions. Now today, I'm giving away a lot. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys as much as I can. And good morning to Avanice. Good morning to Naomi. I know Mark was going to be listening in. And several other people say that they were going to try to make it for this one. When I say I'm going to create AI skills, it doesn't sound fun and exciting and sexy until I show you how they work and how they look. So, and I'm glad to see the folks that are here. All right. By the way, there are people create and sell skills, people create and give skills away. So there are millions of skills out there, and almost none of them were built for you. So I built you 12. RC, I think there might be a new resource PDF that an updated one that we might give away. Let me, I'm going to peek at yours real quick. Let's see. I'm just looking at something here. This might be right. I updated a new one this morning. I may have another. That might be the right one. Okay. Yeah, you can use the download, the quick start guide that RC just posted in. I have, I'm going to send you another one, RC, if you can post it. So it's very similar, but I updated some things this morning because I wanted to give away some other stuff. I'm just looking to see the difference. Yep. Nope. I got a new one for you. Sorry, buddy. I apologize. I'm going to download this guide and I'm going to send it to you right now. It's an addendum to the quick start guide. And I totally spaced on that this morning when I did it. I was like, I need to get this over to RC, and then time ran out. I'm going to update it in the Google Drive folder. I'm just going to call it 2, version 2, V2. And it is now in the Google Drive folder. And as a matter of fact, what I'll do is I will put a link to it in the chat. It's just on my Google Drive, but you can put it on the website. And I apologize for that, guys. Yeah, I updated it this morning. I didn't want you to have to go searching, so I'm giving you 12 skills today. I'm actually giving you 12 skills and 50 skill ideas that you can run. Copy link to clipboard. See, I don't think I can do that. Copy link to clipboard. Share with Google Drive. That's what I wanted. Copy link. Done. All right. Welcome me back. All right. Here's a updated one. This is just on my Google Drive. RC is going to put it in replace of the one that's on the website. But there is the updated version. We were going to send you to a directory to look, to go look and get your own skills. And you can still do that, but we actually built out 12 skills to give you. Okay. So we're going to do that today. And I knew as soon as you posted that, I was like, oh man, I made a mistake. Okay. So today you're going to leave this webinar. You're going to leave with 12 working skills built for small business and the ability to spot a bad one in like 10 seconds. There are a lot of bad skills out there. All right. And if you were here last week, we talked about how to install skills and what to do. So I'm going to share my screen, go back into Claude. And I've got some skills that we're going to download and show you how to use. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is where we were building them. Now, one thing I said last week, we actually built these for VAs, right? Virtual assistants or executive assistants. We built these 12, but every business can use them. A lot of times you are your own VA. You have to do the work, that you would like to delegate. But so if anything, it might give you an idea of how to delegate. So what you need to do is, and I'm going to give you the Google Drive, the zip file link so that you can just extract it and use them. I'm giving you guys all. I'm going to give you a follow-up writer, turn messy call notes into a send-ready follow-up, a CRM recap, next steps. I'm going to give you inbox triage, so sort emails into urgent, reply today, delegate, archive, drafts the first two. Review responder, request clarifier, new client welcome, so a signed agreement into a welcome message checklist in first week, weekly client, and all these are editable. So I'm giving you the skill, but then you're going to edit them for your needs, and we'll show you how easy that is. Can anybody formulate a sentence and follow instructions in the language of your choice? All right, there we go. Thanks, RC. Got the new resource PDF link. Let me know in the comments if you think you can read and write. I just want to make sure we can all read and write here on this. Now, if you can't, then we'll help you. But very, very easy. One of the things we said is all of these things are in plain English, basic, easy to understand. There's no voodoo code. Thank you, Naomi. Yeah, no voodoo code, and let's put that. Good. LOL. Yes, absolutely. Any type of programming that you need to do these skills. So let me give you a quick recap on how we put skills in Claude. If you don't have Claude, go create a free Claude account. If you're using ChatGPT, I'm gonna blow your mind. I do think Claude is better. ChatGPT has really narrowed that gap in the last few weeks or months. They've put out some new models that are excellent. But I canceled my paid ChatGPT account. I just use Claude. All right. So first things first, before we go into downloading and editing and getting our skills, when you go into Claude, free account, you're going to see customize on the left-hand side. So if you go to customize, you're going to see skills, connectors, and plugins. All right. I believe on the free plan, if you're on the free plan, you might not see connectors and plugins. Oh, Avanice can now read and write in English also. Yes, Avanice. I love it. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Thanks for chiming in. So skills, connectors, and plugins. I'm going to talk about what they are, but we're going to focus on skills. Skills are these instructions that you can just run. You can tell Claude to run it. You don't even have to invoke it with Claude. You can just tell it kind of what you want to do. And Claude is smart enough to know, oh, I'm supposed to run this skill here. Right. And a skill is, again, it's this recipe. It's a set of instructions so that you can get consistent outputs. It's different than a prompt. Okay. And there's a bunch of skills you'll see. And then there's also skills that I've created, which won't be in your account, but you might have follow-up writer from last week. But I'm going to show you how to install the ones I gave you today. Now, connectors, if you have connectors, This is really, really cool. If you're using Microsoft 365 or Gmail or Google Drive, Google Calendars, maybe Canva, Slack, Figma, QuickBooks, right? There's a ton of connectors. And what a connector is it's a way that you can manage that other program right from your Claude chat. I say that again. A connector is a way that you can do things in the connected program from within Claude. You can just type it and tell it what you want, and it will do it. So if you give a skill to Claude and you're connected to the platform that you want, you can run it and have it do it over and over and over again. All right. If you go to Discover, you're going to see there is over 2,000, over 2,200 connectors that are built in to Claude, right? That is absolutely incredible. Okay. And you should look into whatever ones you want to connect there. Okay. Then you have plugins. Plugins are very cool. Plugins are a group of skills and connectors that Claude has said these really go together. And it's kind of like siloed by department in a business. So for instance, your data plugin, you have a marketing plugin, operations plugin, productivity, legal, small business, right? So payroll, planning, month-end, different skills. And you can see that it's like all of them have over 1 million installs pretty much, or at least 500,000. And then there's some new ones and most installed, right? So there's tons. Now, if you go into a plugin, you're going to see lots of skills. So if I go to the marketing plugin, you'll see that there are 8, okay, and 13 connectors inside of the inside of this plugin. So it's basically a way to just get a whole bunch of stuff set up at once. And you can see inside the marketing one that Slack is a connector, Canva, Figma, HubSpot, Amplitude, Notion, Ahrefs, SimilarWeb. So these are all like marketing and web and SEO and data and design connectors. So if you have an account with any of these, right, you would just connect it with Claude and tell Claude what you want to do in that program, and it will do it, right? But let's go back to skills. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. We're going to talk more about this over the next couple of weeks. Inside of our skills, we created Follow-Up Writer, and we talked about this one last week. Follow-Up Writer is where you can actually take your conversation notes. If anybody uses Fathom or Otter or some type of other meeting note taker, AI note taker transcription service for your Google Meets or your Zoom calls, maybe you're still taking them by hand, right? Maybe you're just writing it down. Maybe you're doing it and you're typing them into some note taker as you go. Maybe it's your CRM. You're just typing things in, notes for every conversation you have. If you're doing that, you want to send that follow-up message, this skill will take that message and turn it into a perfect follow-up in your voice. And you'll see here's the skill. It's all in English, right? And the cool thing is Claude creates these for you. You don't even have to create them yourself. You don't have to know, where do I start? What do I type? What do I write? You know, what's first? And all you do is you come into a new chat and you type /, just a / symbol, and all of your skills will pop up. And you click Follow-Up Writer. You'll see it's blue like a link. It's gonna be a skill. It's gonna follow all those instructions. So you don't have to prompt all those instructions. How many times have you had to say what you want over and over and over again to the AI tool, right? So this is going to say, okay, we want to turn our messy notes from our customer conversation and write a follow-up in our voice. What is our voice? Don't matter. It's already in there, right? And then you're going to paste in the notes. Let's say spoke with Naomi about our, now I would have this pasted. I could take it from Fathom or something. I'm just making up some notes about our JourneyBuilder platform. She said she wanted the $5,000 a month plan. Just kidding. And wanted to know if we could start yesterday. Her law practice, I don't know what to do, Naomi. Her law practice, if you're going to pay a $5,000 plan, you must have a law practice. All right, is thriving. Okay, so follow-up writer, here's my notes that I could have just pasted in instead of creating these, right? And now I didn't even have to do the / follow-up writer. I could just say, need a follow-up email, and it will know to use this task. It will automatically, Claude will know. But I'm just going to see what it gives us. And you'll see here, it's going to show that it's loading the follow-up writer skill. So it's reading the instructions in the skill without me having to prompt it. Those instructions are already set. They're already there. Anytime I want to write a follow-up email, I know that it's going to be a good one because it's in my voice. It doesn't sound like AI slop. It's exactly how I would say it and how I want it because I've built the skill. Now it's going to look up JourneyBuilder, which is our platform. So it's going to know a little bit more about that. Okay, Naomi's ready to roll. Here's my follow-up. Kicking off your JourneyBuilder build, Naomi. Hey, Naomi, you said you wanted this built out yesterday. I love that energy, so let's not waste any time. Quick recap. We're moving forward with the 5,000 plan. We're building out JourneyBuilder for your law practice. Goal is to get us started as fast as possible. Here's your one next step. Grab a kickoff time on my calendar. This is actually my link to book time with me. Once that's booked, my team and I take it from there. Your focus on running that thriving practice of yours. Leave the tech to us. Cheers. Jay, phone number. Boom. That's the email, and I love it. And then the skill also says, give us a recap of what the notes had in there. Bullet point recap, not a lawyer. It's okay. And then what the next step, send the follow-up email, send agreement invoice for that plan. No date set, but urgency says ASAP. Confirm internally what's scoped in that before the kickoff call. Their task to do next. Naomi books kickoff call, no date set. And then some things for me to check before I send this because I don't have a $5,000 tier. So it's actually showing me like, do they want the $97 a month, the $197, $497, or $997 a month? Yeah, and that's it. So it will give me these things every time I do that. Every single time. It'll give me the email, the recap, the next steps for both of us, mine and yours, and some stuff to check on because it doesn't line up with what the AI knows. $5,000 a month plan, we don't have that. So it spotted it and it said, that doesn't line up with your standard tiers. Is this something special? Right? Yes, that would be something very special. All right. So anyway, that is that's basically how to use a skill. So now I'm going to show you some more things here to look at this. So where these skills live, you can keep these skills wherever you want on your computer, Google Drive. When you want to add one, all they are text files called MD. They're markdown files. That's what MD. If you see the MD now, you know the AI probably wrote it. MD files are everywhere. It's what AI reads. So if you're trying to teach AI something and all you have is a PDF, it's okay. It'll work, but it'll be about, depending on the PDF, it'll be anywhere from 15 to 80% effective with AI's ability to read it, right? So AI is going to read markdown files. It's going to read text files. PDFs are designed to be pretty. They're designed to be designed. They're visual. There's images. There's multiple columns. You might do a magazine layout or a newspaper, or what's a newspaper anyway? But multiple columns, brochure style, headers and footers on the pages, and AI doesn't read that well. Right? AI just absorbs all that text. So you want to have everything in Markdown. So if you come into Claude and you go to skills and you go to add, you're going to have 3 options. You can upload a skill, which is what you guys will do with the skills that I give you. You can create a skill if you want to type one out by scratch. And today you see everything to look through. It's in that quick start guide, I think, everything to look for and what to put in. Here's the easy button. You're all looking for that easy button. If you don't have the skill to upload, create it with Claude. Okay. And what I'm going to give you today are 50 skill ideas for a local business. And you can create these with Claude. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you this entire document in just a minute. And they're organized in a certain manner. Now, our tagline, so to speak, it's not actually our tagline, but we believe that every customer of yours goes through a journey, right? The customer journey is as old as business itself. We believe that, and I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to scroll back up. We believe that every customer takes a journey, and that yours should be built with as much technology and automation as possible, so that you don't have to do the work. We want it to be mostly hands-off. I don't want you to have to learn how to build out your CRM and your sales pipeline and track your deals through manual go in, click and drag. And I don't want you to have to worry about the website or the booking calendar and all that. Like we want to just put that in place for you. All right. So our 8-stage customer journey starts with, how do people find you? Right? Then, how do they contact you for the first time? How do we qualify and find out if that's a fit, or if you're a good fit for them and they're a good fit for you? How do they actually book with you? Right? If you have a service business or an appointment-based business, you want them to book a quote, book a call, discovery session, whatever that is. Then we gotta get them to buy, right? Then we have to do the work and serve that customer. When we do the good work, we know how important reviews are to our business. And then, how do most local businesses get most of their clients? Yes, referrals. Some people, you'll see them, oh, I run Facebook ads or Google ads and I get tons of clients. Said not very many people ever, right? Most of the time when I ask a small business owner, or when somebody even asks me, Jay, where do most of your clients come from? I say referrals, like networking, warm network referrals, word of mouth. It's always referrals. Well, we need a way to drive them, and we need to be asking for people to refer business to us, right? I go to a networking group every Monday. I'm an Alignable ambassador for the Triad area of North Carolina on the platform Alignable, which is just a big referral network platform, right? But then I also put some extra in here. But that was the 8 stages of the customer journey that your customers take with you as well. But then I'm also giving you some behind the scenes ones that you can build. And then I tell you which 3 to build first, how to build them in your business, write the description carefully, test it. And then here's some prompts. This is what you would, when you want Claude to build you the file, right? And then when you put in this prompt, it'll save Claude the time of asking you a lot of clarifying questions. Okay. You can try to get it maybe even in one pass instead of having a whole conversation. So it's cheaper, especially if you're on the free Claude plan. You don't have unlimited credits to just have these long conversation with Claude and have it build out your skill. Using this will be very, very helpful. And using the prompt. And then if it's not working right, you can fix it. You can test it a couple of times, give it some jobs to do, and tighten it up. So this is basically your entire skill ideas and skill guide. I'm going to give this to you. It will open. I'm going to share it as a Google Doc. I could charge for this, but I'm not going to. We're going to let, oops, not JVF Mobile Marketing. Anybody with the link can view it. What I recommend you do, very important, I'm going to let you view this document. I'm going to copy the link right now. I would go in and go to inside of Google Drive. You click on File and you click on Make a Copy, and make a copy for yourself, right? I mean, you can't write on this one, but just make a copy of it and use it yourself. You can have it. If you want to turn around and sell this to people online, be my guest, have at it, right? I'm not looking to make money on ideas, right? You go build these skills out, and you tell Claude to build these skills out, and you can then package them up and sell the whole 50 skills. But you got what I'm saying. So I'm just more than happy to give them to you. So I'm going to put the link in the comment now to the Google Drive link. All right. That is a powerful resource that I just gave you. If you look through that list, which I'm going to go through some of it right now, and you're like, I think, and I see you guys jumping in, that's great. You can follow along. If you go through that list and you find 3 or 4 or 10 skills that you can use immediately, and you go to Claude and you say, help me build this skill, and here's the prompt to build it, you're going to save yourself a lot of time. Then it's a success, right? It's worth it for me to give you that value. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to go in and create all these skills and never use any of them. That doesn't help you. That doesn't help anybody, right? Thank you, Avanice. I'm going to put that comment on the screen. Yes, indeed. What? Give you some praise. Thank you. Yeah, I always want to just give you guys as much as I can. Like I'm always looking for ways to help you with shortcuts, right? I want to give you some shortcuts. We do enough work as business owners. We are overworked. We work a lot of hours. We're tired. We don't always have all the help that we wish we had. I've got plenty of help on my team, and I still was like, I wish I had 5 more people. I think of how I could grow even faster, but we're limited. We're limited by resources, time, training ability, systems, documents. Right? So thank you, Avanice, for that wonderful comment. So let's go through. So I talked about our 8 stages that the customers go through. And I'm going to be doing a whole presentation on this 8-stage customer journey, because I really believe that business owners need to get back to basics and look at, how do customers find me, all the way through that life cycle to how do I get more referrals. The more you can implement that and turn that into a system, right? The more referrals you're going to get, the more reviews and referrals you're going to get. And that's what it's all about, especially if you're working in your local market. All right. So getting discovered by people who need your services. Well, Google posts on your Google business profile are critical, right? When you have a website, you should always have service and city pages, like chiropractor Greensboro, lawyer High Point, right? You should have pages on your website, and this task would write the page for any of those. And then ad copies. If you're running ads, this will turn it into different ads for you. Flyer and mailer. If you do any direct mail, this will turn your offer into a print-ready copy, size postcard or door hanger. Event and sponsorship pitch, partner outreach, right? To propose a referral relationship. Those are ways people will ultimately find you. Okay. Now, when people contact you, we want to make sure certain things happen in the first 5 minutes. If they call you and you miss the call, and our system JourneyBuilder has this natively built in, missed call text back. It'll just text people back, sorry, I missed your call. Right? It's great for like a plumber or HVAC or roofer who can't, they're physically out doing the work and they can't answer the phone. It lets that person know, like, hey, you're important to me. Your call is important. I just couldn't grab it right now because I'm working with a customer who's also important to me. But I'm going to get back to you, or, how can I answer your questions? Or they fill out a form on your website. You have an auto reply. What is that? What should that say? Voicemail to a task. So this is how it would turn the voicemail transcript into a callback note with the ask, urgency, and next step. After hours responder, so it can write the messages for that. Right? You get this. Inbound message triage. Qualify. Right? Is this person a good fit, or are we a good fit? So this can qualify leads. Discovery questions, generate questions to ask on the first call, the polite no. So anyway, booking, scheduling coordinator, appointment confirmation, reschedule. These skills. These aren't the skills that you're getting, but these are skills you can make for your business. And I couldn't make you all 50 skills. I would have, but what we'll do is I'll show you a simple one here. All right, so appointment confirm. I won't go through all of them. You guys have 50. I'm going to do an appointment confirmation skill. Okay, we're going to build this in real time. Appointment confirmation skill. All right. Now, this I can copy. All right. This would be a great way to do an appointment confirmation. Skill creation. This is what you should do. You should fill this out and then reuse it, especially the my business, but then the task. Right. So like the task when an appointment gets booked. So I copied this, and then this is what I would do. I would go into Claude, share my screen, back to Claude. I'm going to go create with Claude. Claude's going to put together this prompt, and I'm going to say, well, here is the format I would like to use. And the skill should create an appointment confirmation message system. I'm going to paste this whole section in there. I'm going to hit go. Now, Claude's going to ask you some questions. Claude has a skill creator skill. It's running that. While it's running that, I'm going to have a sip of my coffee drink here. Claude loves me, by the way. Look at that. Love this format, Jay. It maps almost perfectly on how a good skill file should be structured anyway. Let's fill in your template, okay? So it knows if you do this and it knows about your business already because you've given it, it understands some of this stuff. So turn booking details into a polished appointment confirmation messages or confirmation message. When does it happen? When it's a new booking in JourneyBuilder, form submission, call summary where somebody's scheduled. I would say probably this one for a lot of use. So this is what you can just go into your chat and say, whenever I book a new appointment over the phone, I will give you a short summary. it will be pasted in from Fathom or whatever call transcript you're using. I need email and SMS, which is part 3 there, what comes out, and would like a reminder sequence. Now, sometimes you might have different calendar appointments, like a discovery call would be different than a initial consultation versus a weekly cadence update or monthly cadence update with a client. So if you're booking these appointments, you're going to want to send the confirmations and reminders for those different types of appointments, right? Let's see, tone. I'll just say warm and casual. See, I'm just putting fragments in, but I'm answering each of these questions. My steps. How do I write one right now? We aren't writing them now. We are. We have an automated system that does that has an automation that kicks off when the appointment gets booked. But if you're not using a CRM or a booking calendar automation, this will be a good way to learn what to write in those automations if you are using something like JourneyBuilder or High Level. Never say, never include pricing. And never, well, the time should already be confirmed. I'll just say never include pricing. Now, remember I showed you how you could do a slash and then call the skill pops up. You put slash and then all the skills pop up. If you do that, it will definitely call that skill. But this one right here, phrases that should trigger it, right? Yeah. Triggering phrases. You don't need to do the slash in Claude. You don't need to do the slash and put in the skill. You can just say, write or confirmed appointment message, confirmation message. I should say confirmation. Or appointment sequence. Okay, so those are just some things. And then if you're typing in the chat that you want to send out a confirmation sequence, it will just automatically call the skill. Or you could manually do it. And then examples. If I had 2 real confirmations that were right, I could do that. But I'm just going to go with this for sake of time. I don't know why I'm using Fable. I shouldn't have used Fable. I'm just going to use Sonnet for this. That's okay. I'm on the paid plan. I get the credits. So Fable will be overkill. Fable, if you're looking at the models, I've talked about this a lot. The Claude models, when you're chatting, you'll see it'll say like Sonnet, Opus, Fable, Haiku. They all do levels of intelligence and strength and power and what they can do. Anything can be done with Sonnet if it's just written. All right. So it's actually building the skill and packaging the skill. It's going to do it in the format that I gave it. All right. And then check this out. So we're going to turn this call into a warm, casual appointment confirmation sequence. I'm gonna put this on hold for a second. I see Avanice had a question. If you already have a calendar with an automated response, this wouldn't be necessary, or would it be optional? Yeah. So good question. If you wanted a customized follow-up, you can use this, and you can even load the skill in so that when the appointment gets booked, that the automated message runs the skill and uses that message. So you could give a different confirmation message and reminder sequence to everybody who books an appointment with you. But you could also make it optional. If somebody books an appointment, or if you got off a call with them and you have an appointment, you can just put in that transcript and say, hey, we're going to do this call. This is what was discussed. We're booked the appointment for this call on Tuesday, September 1st. Let me send a confirmation message and bypass the automation. Now, bypassing the automation seems to be counterintuitive here, but maybe you're like, hey, I need to run this skill whenever I get this new appointment that I'm putting in my calendar system. And I just want to write it. I just want to run the skill knowing all the information. So you build the skill, you load the skill. You may only use it 5 times in your life, but it's there. And if you need to change the messaging, or like I said, sometimes you add a new service that requires a different calendar booking link, you can have this run, right? So it does say that it wants me to fill in the reply to phone number, the rescheduling, default meeting type, and the time zone. But it's going through the settings, the steps, the output format, the rules, a worked example. I actually had one from, that it used. Okay. And then all you would do here is you can save the skill, right? So Claude puts the thing up here. And actually, I think down the bottom, there's a save skill. You can download it as well and edit it and then upload it. But if I save the skill, appointment confirmation sequence, you'll see now it's saved. And if I go to update skill, it'll overwrite it, upload and replace, right? So what I would do here is I can go in to view all skills, my skills, appointment confirmation sequence, contents, okay? And you see all the same contents that are here. Now there's an edit button. And right here, I can edit it. And I can put in the link. I can put this in and do all this right inside of Claude. I can edit whatever needs to be edited. It's just like a text editor. Okay. And then once I have that edited, I save the version. Okay. I made a change. I'm going to save it. And my skill is updated. Okay. And you can also get versions. It'll create, I think it creates versions, so you could roll it back. Right. And then you can download it again or try it in a chat right now to see how it does. Right. So a little deeper than we went last week this time. I'm giving you skill ideas. Now, let me talk about what I'm giving you today. And I don't think I've given you those yet. Let me go get our skills. That was the skill ideas. I thought I had it pulled up. Hang on a minute. Oh, no. I know what it is. I do have it pulled up. It's on a different tab. AI skill files. So here, what I'm going to give you now is a zip file. I'm going to give you a Google Drive link, a zip file. So if you know how to extract a zip file, you'll want to do that. If you need the actual skill files themselves and you need it extracted, let me know. I'm about to paste this link in here. I want to make sure. Now, these are the actual skill files. So you'll want to tweak them or edit them for your liking once you load them into Claude. But they're already built. They're already done. They already have all the instructions for you. And let me give you these. Copy, done. Put this in here. Avani said, do me a favor, please go back to the format you entered, please. Where I edited the skill here, edit. I'm sorry. No, that's not what I wanted. Right? Click here. Sorry. No, I did it. I'm in the, no, I'm in there. Yeah, this is it. It's got to be in the code. See, like, this will show you it. And then you click this little code. And this is editable. The original prompt in Claude. Let me go. Right here. And then I pasted the prompt. I got this from the document that I gave you. Here's the original prompt. This is the skill file. This is what I want in it. Is that what you were looking for? It's very easy. If you tell Claude what you want, it knows how to build it. I was just giving you guys a prompt to do it, because if you, awesome. Yeah, I could have just had the let's create a skill together using your skill creator skill first. Ask me about what the skill could do, which is what Claude put in the chat box. All right. Here's the thing. Now you're going to have a 20 or 30 or 40-minute conversation with Claude, where Claude's going to be asking you everything it needs to actually get you to this point. I say that again. When you go to create a skill with Claude, it actually puts what's highlighted here. Let's create a skill together using your skill creator skill first. Ask me what the skill should do. If I click create skill with Claude, it's going to take those words and put them into a chat box for you just to hit enter, or for you to put that in there, copy paste, and then type about what the skill will do. And then it's going to ask you a bunch of questions back and forth, and you're going to be explaining everything. When you paste this in, it knows the format. You actually, when you paste that in, you should probably put in your business. You should try to fill this out and then paste that in, and then it will generate the skill. I didn't do that, so I still had to answer a lot of the questions. But if you had put that in from the copy and paste that I gave you in the 50 skills doc, right? It's saving you all those tokens and usage that you can go back. Thanks, Naomi. I'm putting your comment up on the screen now. It is really good stuff. It's exciting stuff. And skills are so much better than prompts. Prompts you're using once, and then you're constantly retyping the same stuff. You're feeding AI the same information over and over again. Have a skill with your brand style. Call it. So use my brand style. Right? And then create this stuff. And it already knows your colors and your blah, 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 and your blah, 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 and your tone and all that. Right? So if you can fill this, this stuff out when you run this prompt before you do, like the my business, the task, when it happens, what I give it, what comes out, the tone, the steps, as much as you can, then you should be able to get your skills created in one pass. Right? Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I am going to put in the zip link. I'm putting in a link right now to my Google Drive, and it'll be the zip file of 12 skills that are already built out. So you don't have to create them. You can install them right into Claude, and then you'll want to edit them. There it is. All right. These skills, if I go in and show you what one looks like, Okay. So let's say let's say we're going to do this weekly client report skill. You have this now. It's in that link. You have this. You can just install it. Right. Here's the description. Turns raw numbers and activity notes into a client-ready update with a clear recommendation. Use this when someone needs to report progress to a client or manager and has data or notes to work from. Trigger on weekly report 4, client update. Write up this week's numbers, monthly recap 4, report on the campaign. Those are different things you can say to Claude in the chat, and it will know to run this skill if you didn't just type / weekly client report. Okay. Here's what you're going to need to change. The business, who signs the report, the tone of the report, what this client actually cares about, metrics we report every time, and the reporting period. So if you had some sales data in a spreadsheet and you gave Claude the spreadsheet and this information, it will create the report for you for that client. Take a snapshot, a screenshot of a dashboard, right, with their metrics, as long as the metrics are accurate, right? And now it will create this report. So what you would do, I actually have these downloaded already. So I'm going to go to Customize. I'm going to go to Add Skill, and I'm going to click Upload Skill. Okay. Then I'm going to click here, and it's going to open up my file Explorer. So let me go grab the skill where I saved it. Grab it real quick here. AI skill files. Let's get our weekly client report. I'm going to open it. Okay. You see it says weekly client report.md. If you upload an MD file, which again, markdown, just text file, it's just plain English, right? It must contain the skill name and the description formatted in YAML, which is, it's already been done for you, right? So that's why I can upload this. If you want to upload a zip file or a .skill file, which work on other platforms, you have to have a skill.md file in it. These are all going to work in Claude, okay? Here's a preview. Weekly client report turns raw numbers and activity into a client-ready update, blah, 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 blah. All right, and I'm going to click Save. It's going to run a security scan. Now, here's the skill, weekly client report. And now I can click on the code and business, edit, and edit, business, JVI mobile, marketing, who signs the report, JVix, tone, we'll just say direct and brief. I'm never direct and brief, though. That's actually funny that I would choose that. I'm long-winded and full of digression. Let's see, direct and brief. Client actually cares about booked appointments and no-show rates, reducing no-shows, right? Which would be good for having those extra follow-ups, okay? Metrics we report every time. Booked appointments, showed appointments, no-shows, one, sales 1, or appointments 1, appointments lost. Okay, I'm just throwing this in, just and then we want to look at this on a we'll just say monthly. Okay, I should have left tone up there and just put direct and brief afterwards. All right, and then I can save this. All All right, so that's how we save it. We click edit, we edit it. It's got all my stuff in here now. It's saved, it's updated, it's good. You can also add extra contents. I think when you build it, I think you can also add in other files to stack skills. I don't think you can do it once it's created. At least I don't think you can. But you can have multiple files, and the contents can have a lot in there when you create it. All right, so now I have this weekly client report. Now I'm going to go see if I can grab some numbers of an appointment client. Let me see if I can do something without showing too much or too confidential. I might not be able to. If you have a dashboard, see if I can show one that's internal. I think I have one that's internal. Do you suggest saving each skill that has been edited with a client detail, client's name for each specific skill? I don't think so. I would say you can ask me for the client's name or put that in the instructions. I would just save the skill as the skill. If it's something you're doing often, like weekly or every other week, or you're going to do it over and over again with multiple clients, like if it's a part of your regular processes, I wouldn't save the skill with the client's name specifically. Although you could, and then you know that all that information is already in there and you don't have to put it in. So it could save you that time. Because it doesn't matter how many skills you have. If you want to keep them organized that way, I don't suppose that would hurt. I'm a little more generalized than that, but yeah, sure. Avenues, you could. And you could put in, this is for this client, this is where I get the data, or this is where you're going to get the data, or you're going to ask me to upload the data, right? You could upload the QuickBooks report or the sales report or the marketing report or the Google Analytics report or traffic report or whatever, right? I think I have a non-personal information that I can use here. I think I have a snapshot report. It can get messy. Yeah, it can. But if you're doing it in a chat and you're just calling that skill, it would be organized, and you could have that in a project folder as well. So it wouldn't make that big of a deal. Hold on, I'm looking. Snapshot. Let's see if I have some numbers here. Dashboard. All right. Ooh, I bet you I could. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this one. But if you have the numbers, that would be a good one to run on this. Let me see if I have it on mine. I can show my personal information if I can export my dashboard. Appointments booked. Here we go. Let's download this to a PDF and see what happens. All right, let me come back into Claude here. All right, so I'm going to go into a new chat with this client, right? And I want to run weekly client report, right? That's it, weekly client report. And then I'm going to upload because it knows everything it needs to give me in that weekly client report. Because I've already getting the instructions. I don't have to tell it what I want, right? And then I grab, I don't know, the data that I'm giving it right now is just a PDF of appointments booked for no particular, it's kind of an overview. So I don't know how well this is going to do, but I'm going to upload it anyway. I'm assuming if you want to do a weekly client report that you would have data to give it, right? But I'm going to give it this PDF, and I'm going to not run it on Fable. I'm going to run it on Opus, and I'm going to run it on a real low level. Don't get too hung up on the models. Just Fable uses a lot of credits. It's like the one of the most premier models in the world. Oh, that's running. Take a sip of this. If you guys have any questions, throw them in. We're just about to wrap up. If you have any other questions I haven't answered, let me know. Definitely want to answer some questions before we're done. We have another 25 minutes that I could hang out if you guys have a lot of questions. We usually book from 10:30 to 12 for these, but usually I try to get the content done in an hour. Anyway, let's see. It's loading my skill. Okay. Oh no, the trend is dropping, right? So here we go. I uploaded this, and it's actually giving me a full analyzation of this spreadsheet. Prepared for client name, prepared, period, April 1st to 30th. Booked appointments came at 228 for April, down 22% from March, and the 5th consecutive month of decline since December. Not good, right? Not good here. How many booked? How many average per day? Some of the metrics of showed appointments, no shows, appointments lost. It's not in there. So we don't really know the no-show rate here. But this is what's given me. And then rebuild it with all 5 metrics. Right? So this, like I said, this report wasn't for what I wanted it to do, but I hope you guys get the point. It's having what you need and then making sure that that is in the skill and it's customizable by you. And if you're not sure what to put in or how to put it in, you ask Claude. Just ask Claude. If you're not sure, we ask Claude. It knows how to build the skill better than we do. It knows what questions to ask you almost better than you do. And it can give you a full report. But I could take this report based on this data and send that to somebody, and we'd be good. Hope that makes sense. All right, coming back into full screen now. Next week, I have see, I gave you the 12 library skills. I want you guys to install the ones you want, create one that you want, and I want you to let me know if you do this. If you install one of the 12 I gave you, or you create one from one of the 50 ideas I gave you, please let us know. Please go in our group on JourneyBuilder, or go on the Facebook group, or anything but carrier pigeon, because I don't think carrier pigeons can get to the 3rd floor of my office building. But if you guys are doing these things, if you're working on them, if you're trying them, I will feature you. I will spotlight you. I'll talk about your business. But I want you to be able to show me what you're doing. So install one, use one, create one. Even if you never use it again, just for the experience of practicing and trying it, take one of those ideas from the list and build it. You never know. You might get inspiration. Be like, you know what? I do this particular task, every single Monday morning, I wonder if a skill can do it for me. Right? So we're going to next week. Where I have next week's stuff listed here. Now, here we go. So we've spent 2 weeks now kind of using other people's skills, right? So yeah, that's why I thought I was coming here. Next week, I want you to be building a skill from your own business. All right. I can show you 2 other ways to do it. One of them, you won't type anything at all. And I think we're going to talk more about like SOPs and automations and things that we do to build out processes and systems, which then when you have the processes and systems, you have the skill goes right into it. You can have the skill that creates the SOP, and then you can look for the ways that you can connect it to other tools and automate the process. So here's an example. I can have a skill. I'm going to kind of circle all the way back to way back when, about 40 minutes ago, when I told you about this one. Think about this when it comes to skills and automation. I can go into my system and I can create a skill that says every time I invoke this skill to go to Canva and create the image. We'll create the content for the post. And then once you have the content for the post, describe or create the prompt to create the image and run that prompt in Canva. And Avanice, I'm going to show you something before we get out of here. I want to show you a customer journey map. I want to show you ours. I'll show it to you for inspiration. And go to Canva, create the image. So now you've got the content, the image, formulate the hashtags. Like every post should have caption, image, hashtags, right? And whatever else you want to put in it. And you give it those instructions. And then I want you to create 5 of those, right? 5 images, 5 posts, 5 sets of hashtags, 5 posts. Then I want you to go in and schedule them as drafts in my JourneyBuilder social media planner calendar, right? I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. If I can share this screen with you. That's not the one. That's not the one either. Okay, go to marketing, social. Okay. All right, and load them into the social media planner as scheduled. And you could say anytime a new post is scheduled to notify me to review it, right? So you have all these posts that come in and they're scheduled, and then you can just come in and you can approve them. If you're really trustworthy after you've done it 10 times or so, you can just trust it to go ahead and publish it. But then all you're doing is you're just saying, here's a topic or here's what's going on. Run my social media content skill. And it goes and it creates all your social content. Sorry, social media managers or content creators that do stuff like that for businesses. The $300 a month that you're charging your clients is good, but you're eliminating that. But anyway, I digress. All right, I want to show you something, guys. Avani said she's building a customer journey map. And then Naomi said a customer journey map is cool. Let me show you something that we've built. Bear with me. I wasn't ready for that. But now I feel like I have to show you just for inspiration. JourneyBuilder. Spring, that wasn't it. JourneyBuilder. Let me see. If it looks like I'm intently staring in your eyes, I'm not. I'm actually opening some stuff up. Actually, I have it here. I'll get it faster if I just show you. Let's see. Where did I put it? Projects. Oh, you know what? I think I did it. I think I did it in Perplexity for this one. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's the sales playbook, communication sales process. Guys, I'm sorry. Avanice, you got me down a quick rabbit hole, and I need to remember where I put something. Is this it right here, the customer journey? I found it. All right, everybody on my screen now? Yes, perfect. I'm going to go, nope, not that way. I'm going to go in the corner. There we go. Okay, so this is something that we built, and we're really, proud of it and using this as far as a customer journey map. And we can do a lot with this. If you guys take whatever your customer journey is and you put it into like Gemini Notebook, which is Notebook LM, or Perplexity Computer, or ChatGPT, or Claude, you can, easy to follow, dynamic, attractive. Yeah. So this is just my outline of it. And it is like, I'm going to have a thing where every time you click on one, it can go a little deeper, but this one is, somewhat interactive. But our journey that we teach businesses to have their people go through is like, how do people find you? And who, like the customer is saying, who can help me? They're looking for a solution. They're looking for your solution, right? Then if I contact them, will they answer? So we got to make sure that you have a way to answer every call that comes through, right? This is more business fundamentals 101. And then, are they right for me? Right? So you have to prove yourself, make sure. How do I get on their schedule? Right? I need that. I need those shingles tacked up now. Like, I need to get on your schedule. How do I book with you? Should I buy from them? Is this the right thing? So you as the business need to put in your value proposition, your, why you are better than the competition, so that they will say yes. And then you need to fulfill, and you need to make sure that they don't fall through the cracks on fulfillment, so that they feel like they made a good decision. And then, of course, if they're happy, we must have systems in place to get a review from them. And then they might think, who else needs this service? Right? And we want to make sure that there's a way that we can continue to ask for referrals, make them keep thinking about who else needs this. We get so embarrassed as business owners to ask for referrals. And I feel like, I don't want to be too pushy, but if you know anybody, right? Hey, do you know a blah, blah, blah in Greensboro, right? Do you know a bookkeeper in Greensboro that could use this service? Or even if they can't, do you know a bookkeeper? Because that's somebody I'd like to talk to, right? Do you know an HVAC provider? This is somebody I'm looking for. If you guys know an HVAC provider that sees the Go Greens, the Barbers, the Mr. I forget what they're all called now, but there's like 4 or 5 HVAC companies in Greensboro that are like just crushing it, 7,000 Google reviews, and you see them on TV and the commercials. And, if you know an HVAC company that isn't one of them, but they're doing well and they're kind of below that first tier, that's a great referral for me. I would love it, as that. I would love to get those people to talk to them, right? I can do a market domination report for them and then show them how we can implement their customer journey using technology and automation using our JourneyBuilder platform. So here's more of the map. Here's another version of the map. All right, this loop closes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it goes back. Right? I've got it in all sorts of different formats. I use Perplexity Computer to do this. This is a video of that outlined map. All right, so attractive, easy to follow, dynamic. I think so. Right? It shows it. So this is what we've been working on. But this is kind of what we teach and what we build for businesses. That's our service. So, but I hope this helps, gives you some ideas and inspiration for your customer journeys, how to build that map. All right. Yeah, I think customer journey maps are very cool. And nobody has like a patent or a trademark on the customer journey. Nobody owns the customer journey. But the way you position it for your clients and the way you implement it for your clients, it is yours, right? So do it the way it makes sense for your brand. All right. Cool, everybody. Next week, we're going to continue to go deeper into skills. I want to make sure we're building our own. And we have a workshop coming up. If you have a project or an idea or a concept or something with AI that you think will help change the world or your life or your business or help you, we want to help you finish it. We want to help you work on it. We're going to put on an AI clinic. All right. We're going to be promoting the heck out of this. It's going to be September. Heather, put it in the private chat for me. September 11th. I think it's the 11th. Friday, September 11th. It's going to be after this workshop. I think it'll be 1 o'clock on Friday, September 11th. It will be $47. It will not be a lecture. It will be a Google Meet. I'm only allowing 10 people in. So it will be me and 10 people who want to build something in AI, or they're already started building and they need some hand holding and guidance. I promise when you leave, you'll either know the direction you need to go and what you need to do next, or we'll finish a couple of projects. Thank you, Heather. All right. So if you're interested in that, we will all hands on deck. We're going to work together through your projects. So don't come in feeling like, well, this is my intellectual property and I want everybody to sign an NDA. Like, nobody wants to steal your idea. We're all trying to work on our own ideas, right? Nobody wants to steal your stuff. Bring it in. 10 people plus me will see it at most. We're going to spend 10 to 20 minutes with each person. It'll be 2 hours, right? And we're going to just try to work through ideas, solutions. I'm going to give you my brain. Be on the lookout for that and sign up immediately. When you see that sign up link, if this is something you want to do, get in a real get your hands dirty workshop with me. Guys, $47 is nothing. I totally was like, I should charge so much more than this. But I want to, if it sells out in 5 minutes, I will charge more than that for the next one. I'm a business owner. But yeah, you'll just be on the lookout for the AI clinic, right? With Jay. Should have something coming out in the next couple of days because we've only got 14. We've got 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from today that we're going to do this. Okay. So we should have something out by Monday or Tuesday, and then you'll probably hear about it every single day until that day. But I'm still going to do my regular weekly workshop. So next week on skills, then the last one is skills and automation rolling into the workshop project. So, all right. I made it through an hour and a half again. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Avanice, I think we're going to do, there's next week's webinar. RC's putting that. You put 12 to 2. I think we're doing 1 to 3. I think. Heather, confirm private chat, 1 to 3 on the skill, on the clinic. I think we're going to take a little break after the workshop, a lunch or bathroom break. Give me another yep, Heather, if it's 1 to 3. And it might run a little long. Might be 1 to 3:30, 3:15, 3:45. Depends how far deep we get into it. But yeah, I believe we're starting that one at 1 o'clock. Heather's trying to find it right now. Yeah, I believe it is, but we'll let you know. I think it was 1 o'clock. So not 12 to 2. It won't be back immediately back to back. I don't think I could go from 10:30 to 2. We will take a break on that one. But anyway, 1 to 3. If you want to register for next week's webinar or Friday webinar, RC put the link in the comments there. All right. Yes, 1 to 3 for sure. And Avanice, if you can only make it for like the first hour or so, let me know. I'm going to record the session, but if you have to go at say 2 o'clock, we'll just let me know and we'll work with you. We'll make sure that we help you with your project in the beginning so that when you do have to go, I'll make sure like, hey, does anybody have to go early, or, if you're good for the whole time. I think the longer you stay, the more you're going to absorb, because you're going to see what other people are trying to work on, and you'll get tips and ideas and suggestions from me. I might even bring on a special guest or two who are also really smart AI and automation people, just to they're kind of like a panel. It'd be like Shark Tank, except we're not investing in anything. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share these webinars with your list, with your friends. Tell people free webinar. I don't really pitch anything ever. I just give you guys lots of value and things that I could be charging for. But because you show up on Friday, I give you stuff, right? And I will continue to give you stuff. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. And definitely let me know what skills you're using throughout the week so I can brag about you next week. All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks, Naomi. Thanks, everybody else. All right. See you soon.